who you are.
Yes, my name is Trevor Bailey. I'm the director of bands here at the University of Pikeville. I also serve as one of the advisors for the Black Student Union and also a coordinator for the honors program, serving as faculty in residence. And this is my second year here at UPIKE. Um, I'm enjoying myself very much. Just a little bit about my background. I'm originally from Shreveport, Louisiana, which is located in the northwest corner of Louisiana, almost East Texas. And um, some schooling. Went to undergraduate school at Northwestern State University, located in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Earned my music performance degree there. I then went on to teach a couple years of elementary and general music before I decided to pursue my master's in music education at the University of Nevada, Reno, located in Reno, Nevada. And after that, was not burned out from school yet, ironically. So I came back down to the South and decided to pursue a doctorate in wind conducting at the University of Alabama, where I served as a graduate teaching assistant for the Alabama band program. And now I am here, serving as the director of bands here at UPIKE, and I'm really enjoying myself. And made some really quality friendships, and worked with a lot of really outstanding colleagues, and the students were just really really nice to work with. They're different students than what I normally interact with. But different is good. It doesn't mean bad. I think a lot of people kind of get that confused. But I enjoy the students here at UPike. And they're a joy to work with each and every day. And um, that's all I have.
Well,
That's me in a nutshell.
that's fantastic. I mean, we're told to jump in both feet when we get to a place, and you've jumped in both feet, both arms, full head. I mean, you're involved in so much, which we love that energy. So, Trevor, when you were a kid, was a dream to be a director of bands, or what'd you want to do?
I think I wanted to initially. I wanted to be a couple things actually. um, so I wanted to be like a physical therapist for a while. Like when I was young, I don't know why. I think it was because I kind of had somewhat bigger hands when I was older or younger, and they kind of normaled out now. But like they used to be kind of stronger hands because I was a bigger kid, and I would give people like massages, like in my family. Everybody's like, "Oh, I was good at it," and we would like stretch people out. Like it was just a thing that I did for fun. And I started kind of getting good at it. Started kind of like looking at videos and reading about it. I got pretty good at it. So that was kind of like phase one of what I wanted to do. And then high school, I think I was gearing more towards like civics and being engaged, maybe in law or politics. But what was immersed in that, what you kind of brought up at the beginning, was always music and teaching and learning and working with others and influencing others. And music was always the easiest way to express myself. To um, There was never a time I wasn't engaged in music where it didn't put a smile on my face and maybe a little bit of joy in my heart. So I kind of decided, during the first early years of my high school learning, that I was going to pursue it. And it just took off from there. Earning achievements and medals and honor bands and all this other kind of making all state as a high school student. Um, I was pretty good at it, and people were telling me I was good at it, and I liked it. So I just asked, how do I make a career out of it? And I was guided along the way by several key people, and here we are.
Wow, so really following your interests, your skills, what you're really good at, and then somehow figuring out how to influence people and help people in the process of your music career and education. So when we think about dream jobs, I know it's always loaded because here you are working for UPike, and of course you always want to say, there's no better place than the University of Pikeville, always forever, amen. But also when you dream, is there a dream job out there?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's always a loaded question, but I think a part of being, yeah, I really think about, trying to be as honest with myself as possible. I think I want to impact as many students as I can using the vehicle of music. Obviously it's my hope over the next, couple years or so to expand and grow this program and really get on its feet and really bring a quality music program here, back to UPIKE in the region of Eastern Kentucky. I think that's incredibly important, and I'm absolutely get dedicated to doing that. But I guess the next step is how can I impact the largest group of people? And ultimately, I think that's being a director of band somewhere at some big Power Five school in my head. That may not end up being the case, and I may end up changing my mind a year from now, or a month from now, or whatever. But I think as of now, sitting in this moment, I think I'm pretty clear out on what my professional goals are, and it is to use music as a vehicle to impact a larger group of people. And um, but it starts at the beginning. It starts with one, and I think that's why I enjoy my time here at UPike so much. Like, 'cause I could build it and help it mold it and shape it and work with others to create something that you know um, that's going to be unique. To build a culture within the university in the region, the community, and then everyone wants to kind of be a part of, and nobody really wants to dispute because I'm this expert at doing it. So it's that's the most important enjoyable part of the job, Rob, is that I can mold things here. Then, but it may be other programs that maybe already things that are already built in that that's harder to change. So yeah.
Yeah, use your real passion for people to be creative, but we all admit that if you could be on the 50-yard line directing a band in the national title game, that'd be pretty cool too, right? Like,
Pretty cool. Yeah.
uh, uh, so did anything in your life spur you really clearly to this path?
Yeah, I think it was um, 1999. It was a meeting, 1998, 1999 meeting. My middle school band director. Her name is Carol Lumpton, and she's a music educator in Shreveport, Louisiana, and she was my eighth grade instrumental band leader, conductor. Um, Unbelievable person, one of the sweetest people you can possibly meet. Um, always goes the extra mile for her students, and really, she tolerated a lot of my nonsense too. Like, I kind of need people around me that kind of do that. I'm a little wacky and goofy and out of control sometimes in regards to just how I live, and she was able to kind of like handle me perfectly, like, and guide me without judgment. And that was a very refreshing thing to do, especially when you're dealing with someone who wants to be like an artist, or be a performer, or be an entertainer. So she kind of knew how to do that, and meeting her and kind of talking to her about how to better my skills and how to take pride in the little things that you do, the details about the way that you look and sound as a performer. I think it's helped bring me to this moment. And she's someone, I consider her my number one mentor, and someone that I can still call up and ask advice to, or get a good kick in the butt if I'm not doing well, or need some extra encouragement, or someone that I can kind of be incredibly vulnerable to, in regards to things that do not relate to music. So we have a very open relationship, and I hope that students. or anybody else who maybe watch this, that you find that person in your life that's able to um, that you're able to latch onto, and who is caring about you, and someone who doesn't hold judgment and is always looking out for your best interest. Because you get as many people around you with that mindset, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
That's an incredible vision of a mentor who is really with you for life. I think that's beautiful, incredible. Um, so when you think about this big, you got a lot of jobs going on right now at the university, a lot of people you deal with. If you, in one or two sentences, could you tell us what your call is for life?
My call is to make good people better. To make good people better, and it's just pretty straight up. I really believe that uh, somewhere inside of us, it may be harder to find or harder to indicate, or pinpoint for certain people, that we all have good inside of us inherently. And I think to find the right moment or situation or right motivation to unlock that betterment or that greatness is something that I want to help do for young people here on the campus of UPIKE.
Hmm. I love that idea of unlocking the goodness inside of somebody to flourish. I think that's beautiful. So if someone was watching this today and they say, "Oh my gosh, Trevor, I absolutely want to be a director of a band at a university," what did you do to get there?
Yeah, you just have to have a lot of discipline in in what a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work. Um, you also have to have balance, um, because although I love my profession, it's not all of who I am. It's a part of who I am. It's a part of me that I happen to enjoy, which is great. It's not a job. It's a career. It's a profession. There's a difference between those two things, in my opinion. Sometimes you get up and go to your job, and like you kind of about it, or like okay, let me just go punch the clock, or how am I going to get through this day? What the job, what the career or profession, you're actually motivated to go, you know, change something or make something better or unlock that goodness that we talked about, so that it kind of motivates you. So to be able to have, the job as a band director, you 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 have to get people around you that are obviously knowledgeable of the field. They're willing to help guide you to your goals. You have to make sure that you're willing to like learn like new information. That sometimes the most learning happens when you stop talking and you're listening. I've learned that a lot. I'm still learning that because there's still some things that I don't know that I'm ignorant of, and I have to listen a lot, and that's okay. So, whether you want to be a band director or an engineer or architect or nurse or a social work person, make sure that you're surrounding yourself with quality people in that profession. That you come with a clear mind and an open heart uh, to receive um, the guidance um, that person may give you. You also have to have faith, because there were times where I didn't know if this was going to happen, where I got like a bad grade on a test, or I didn't pass this course at my undergraduate level. Is this ever going to happen? You gotta have to have faith and resilience. You got to pick yourself up when you get knocked down. That's a part of it. No one goes through life and it's all roses and sunshine. Unfortunately, I wish it was like that, but it's not like that for the vast majority of people. So you're gonna have to have some resilience and determination, some internal strength and grit, I guess. Um, and you earn that, you amass that by going through different challenges and experience to get to where you ultimately want to go, so you can serve the people you want to serve. And it's a good thing. So it's a lot of hard work, but it can be done. I'm living proof. So, and I'm still learning.
And so young. I mean, you are really young to be, kind of shaping your own band and vision and having an impact not only just in band, but in the honors dorm and with the BSU. I mean, he's got a lot of influence for a younger man. But obviously, you've indicated it's not completely a straight line. Just nothing but prosperity and blessing. Could you describe a moment of challenge where you had to like navigate that to continue this call?
Right. Yeah. It was my sophomore year of my undergraduate work at Northwestern State. I was a music ed major, kind of thriving. Um, and then around my third semester, beginning of fourth semester, I hit a pretty significant wall academically. And also, every field, every profession, you kind of have to navigate politics, people, situations. And I'm not sure if I was totally prepared to do all that navigating because I just wanted to do the thing. I just wanted to get in the classroom and teach music. And I thought that navigating all that stuff and politics and people and, you know, placating the people was, unnecessary at times. And I was a little bit of a rebel in that regard. And so it kind of turned me off, to music for a little while. So I went away for a little while and I decided to do like more of a history, civics focus for a couple years. And then really, and kind of pushed away from the band after being involved with it for so long. And after like a year and a half of not being around it, I just had the calling again and started to miss it and, prayed about it. And, basically after kind of praying to like the Lord and talking to my family and friends, I kind of pushed my way back, finished out the major in a couple years, 2.5 years. So I was a super senior in college. So if you add up the years, yes. And, kind of find my way back to my passion. So that was a really challenging moment for me, and it taught me a lot. That it taught me mainly that everybody has a lane, and then you kind of have to stay in it when you have to stay in it. It taught me that every hill isn't worth dying on. You got to pick your battles. Not only do you have to pick your battles, you kind of have to know how to fight those battles and who to fight them with, because you don't ever want to go into a situation to where you're by yourself alone trying to advocate for something. You want to gather people together so that there's some consensus going into a certain situation. So my advice would be to don't let failures or the politics maybe of your profession get you down. That happens in every profession. You kind of just have to at moments put your head down and just put your shoulder to the wall and just go and know that you can eventually move it, even if it's a couple inches at a time. You have that ability within you, and that it's worth it ultimately. Yeah.
That's very inspiring. It's so hard for me to think about UPIKE bands without you as a part of it or directing it. But I think you'd be a really cool history prof too. I just think that'd be super fun to have you in the classroom. So, Trevor, because you deal with a lot of students in various areas, of course, you have students who come in, they think they know what they want to do, and then life turns upside down, and they come to you and they say, I just like have no idea. Um, in this closing question, what would be your advice to those students who come and they just say, Mr. Bailey, I just have no idea what I'm supposed to do with my life?
I would say that college is a certain portion of your college career is because it's a career. It's just being in college, being a university student, college student. That's your job. Like your job is to make good grades, to become more of a holistic person, to get you ready for the real world while gaining the skills that are going to make you successful in your profession. Like if you have, so that's number one. Nothing else should come before that. So, but in the early part of that process, I truly believe is, it sounds cliche, but a segment that is kind of finding yourself in that early stage, and to let students know that it's okay. It's okay to feel unsure. It's okay to, maybe lack confidence in what you're doing. I think the college is here to kind of help you build that confidence through building of skills, through building of relationships, through building of experiences. And if you keep that in mind and you're willing to listen more than you talk. If you're willing to be vulnerable, then you'll be okay. And eventually you will find your way um, uh, through this wacky thing we call life. So I would say, keep your head on the swivel. Know, make sure you know your surroundings. You work with the right people. You keep a positive attitude, and you're going to find your way through the light, walking across that stage and into your profession where you can have a meaningful impact on society um, for the rest of your life, and that's the ultimate goal. You want to positively um, affect change through your God given skill or your talent, but you can't do that unless you graduate from UPIKE. It's going to be much harder to do. I'm not saying you can't do it. It'll be much harder, Rob, I believe, to open that door to allow you to do that, because there have been some people who college hasn't been for them. I understand that, and they found other routes to get to where they're going to go. I'm just a true believer that education, is the key that's going to unlock, the door the quickest. I have some friends who kicked down the door, but I've had to kick down a couple of doors too. But usually, I have a key in my pocket, and those keys are my degrees and my knowledge of my profession, and it saves energy in my leg until I have to kick open doors. So that would be my advice to everyone. Stay positive, stay true. It's okay to feel unsure at times. This is what the experience is about. But you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I love that image of, you got those keys and you can kick it down if you need to, but those keys are really important. Well, I really think when people are in their call, you see it just really pouring out in others. And right now, our students in the band are big smiles, really looking forward to practices and being there. And I really credit that to just who you are and just the hard work you've done to position yourself to be there. So thank you so much for doing what you do at UPIKE, being who you are, and taking time to be with us today.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. Best of luck to everyone. Thank you for hosting me today, Rob. It's much appreciated that you reached out to me. Best of luck to everyone. If you see me on campus or anywhere around, I'm here for you.